So Katie, we're going to go over Autocrat, and what Autocrat does is allows you to take information from a spreadsheet, and usually we do that from information we get from a Google form, and it's be able to merge it with what we create onto a Google Doc. So I can create a personalized Google Doc for each student. So it's nice for creating templates, like I'll have students fill out the Google form, and I teach teachers, so I'll have them put in the parts of their lesson plan, and then it puts it into the lesson plan. It's all really nicely and neatly organized. Other way to use that, like as a teacher though, I want students to come up with their topic sentence and maybe with their introduction and conclusion or the different parts of the essay, and they type that into a Google form, and then it merges into a Google Doc where the formatting is all perfect, where the title is centered and it's bolded, and it's a large font, because all of that's going to match, and every student's essay is now formatted the same way, which really makes it a lot more pleasant to grade and get students to focus on their content rather than focus on formatting. I also did this when I did a final where I wanted students to write 500 words in response to different prompts. And so they did that into a Google form. So it's really nice to see everyone's answer in a spreadsheet, but reading 500 words in a spreadsheet I'm going to describe as less than fun. So when I would merge their answers into a Google Doc, it would give me question 1 and then their response, and question 2 and their response, and everyone's formatted the same way. So it just really made an easy workflow for me to grade and give feedback to students. And then I had all of the documents in one folder, which of course you can do that with Google Classroom too, but this is a really nice feature. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share and walk you through the steps. So you should be able to see my screen. So I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this Assignment Feedback. I like to have a folder because it's going to merge a document with every student in my class, and so I'm going to have a lot of documents that I would prefer to have just floating around in my Google Drive, right?
All right.
So I'm going to create a new Google form, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate my quiz that I would normally give, or my worksheet that I would normally give to kids on paper. I'm going to do this in a Google form. Now this is on a Gmail account, so I have less buttons up here at the top. My suggestion is to uncheck all of them, have no buttons checked. So I'm going to just call this digital worksheet. My first question is going to be, what color is Red Riding Hood's hood? And I'll make that multiple choice. Blue, green, yellow, purple. If I go to the advanced settings, I can choose to shuffle the question order. And I always require questions because students will skip them. And then I'm going to do a free response. So I'm going to go to add item and make paragraph text and explain the plot of Red Riding Hood. So I'm going to require the question and hit done. And this is just kind of a personal preference. I like to put first name, require it, last name down at the bottom.
Okay.
So that when I open up the Google spreadsheet, it's the first thing I see is their answers. But also that students get in right away, they just see the questions and they start answering the questions. And then I need to make sure that I ask for email address. So if you're on a Google Apps domain, it can collect that automatically. So I have my Google form, and I'm going to use this to merge. And so I'm going to go ahead and view the live form and just fill this out a few times so I have some data. And I don't think that I put the right answer on there, so that's awesome of me.
I thought it was a free response. No.
Okay, so now I have the right answer as an option. So we'll put red, BC, grandma, be safe. I don't know. Alice Keeler. Submit that. I'm just going to do another one. Sister likes to do these, apparently. Okay. Yeah. So I have a few responses in there. I could probably use more. I'm going to go ahead and go view responses. It's going to take me to the spreadsheet.
All right.
So what I now have the students' answers into a spreadsheet, but what I need to do is merge these into a document. So I'm going to go back to my Google Drive, and I'm going to create a document. So new Google document. Okay. I'm going to name this Red Riding Hood. Okay. So I'm going to go, just for fun, I'm going to insert an image. Red Riding Hood. Come on. Oh, because I keep hitting drive instead of search because I'm silly. Red Riding Hood. Right, so I've got a picture of Red Riding Hood here. The reason I'm doing this is because I want you to see that I format the document, and all the formatting, the students are going to see this. So I put Red Riding Hood assignment, and I want this to be centered and bold. Highlight that in bold and larger, and I want a different font, and then I want the student's name, and so I have to do this with merge tags. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So what it's by whoever the student's name. So I need to say first, last. So it's going to take from the spreadsheet the student's first and last name and stick it here into this document in those spots. Question 1, what color is Red Riding Hood's hood? And I'm going to make that bold, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm in here, I'm going to put answer question 1. So you see with these merge tags, I have to have less than, greater than, greater than.
You're just typing it like that?
Yeah, and they don't have, for Autocrat, the merge tag does not have to match the column title, which is unusual. Usually when you do some sort of merge, they have to match. But that's not true for Autocrat. So I can put something meaningful in there. So what I'm saying is, like, I'm going to swap out this merge tag, the less than, answer to question 1, greater than, it's going to disappear. And it's going to be replaced with what's on the spreadsheet. And then what was my other question that I asked?
The plot.
Doing the plot. Copy. Or question 2. And I'm going to format paint so this matches the same. And I'm just going to answer to question 2. Okay, so that's it. I just need to set up a document where I do all the formatting the way I want the formatting to look, and I'm going to put merge tags that I'm going to say, okay, over here on the spreadsheet, any column that has information, I can take that piece of information and I can drop it into a Google Doc. And so I just do less than, some keyword, greater than, in the spots that I want it. You do need to be careful that you don't use the same word to mean 2 different things.
Okay.
Right, so I can't do answer to question 1 here like as multiple choice and then answer to question 1 later as the answer to the first response question. They would need to be unique. But I can, like if I wanted to put just at the bottom, like, you are awesome, like a little encouraging note. Now, just for fun, I'm going to insert a special character. Just because I like to be able to draw, and then it matches, like, hey, is this the symbol you want? Yes, it is.
Oh.
Well, that's kind of fun. So anyway, just give them an encouraging note at the bottom. So I'm using the same merge tag twice, so it'll put that same piece of information in there multiple times. I can do that. So now that I have this document, I can go ahead and go back to my spreadsheet, and I'm going to go to add-ons, and you should, if you don't already have it, you go to get add-ons to add Autocrat, but I already have it. So I'm going to go ahead and launch. You know what? Before I do that, I'm gonna close out of that. I want to add a piece of information here. I'm gonna right-click and I'm gonna insert a column. Insert one to the right. Insert one to the right there. And I'm gonna call this feedback. Because so I insert a column so I can now respond to what students answered. And I can do this multiple times. So if I have multiple short answers, I can insert a column next to each short answer, so I can call it feedback 1, feedback 2, feedback 3, but my column headers cannot be named the same either. None of my column headers can match.
Okay.
They all have to be unique. Good thinking about grandma. And you should put in a real answer. I love clothes also, right? So I give the student individualized feedback. So let me go back here and just put in here feedback. I'll put a merge tag for feedback. Make this bold and font. So now I've got a spot for where my feedback to the student is going to go. Because I can put anything I want on this spreadsheet. I could even at the end of the spreadsheet insert another column for like score.
Right.
So 60, 70, 95. And so I can go back here, feedback, and your score is 4. So I add extra columns for feedback. Whoops. For feedback and scores and things, and I can merge those into the document as well. So again, sorry, I'm going to go to Autocrat and I'm going to launch it. I'm going to do a new merge job, so you can do multiple documents in different ways that you would merge and respond to students based on the same data. And you can have it trigger that it automatically sends this when they submit. Now, obviously, if I'm providing the student feedback, I need it to wait until I give the feedback and push it out. But if it's just asking students to provide information and then I push it out to them so it's all formatted. So one thing I do is I like to just push out a confirmation certificate. Like, congratulations, you finished this. So immediately after they submit the form, they're emailed the certificate.
Oh, okay.
I now need to choose a template from Drive so I can get what is the document that it's going to merge with. So I'm going to click on this, and let's see if I can find it. I have a lot of folders. There's a lot of folders. Let's get that. Red writing. If I can search for it. Being a power user of docs can get in bad, right? Okay, so here's my document. I'm going to hit select. So notice I pre-made the document. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Now I need to merge this, so I'm going to just call this answers to doc. And so I'm going to match it looked at the document and found all my merge tags. So these were all my merge tags. If the column header matches the merge tag, it'll automatically match it.
Okay.
See, like I made these up. I wrote first, but my column header is first name, so I need to pair them. And last is last name. I need to pair them. Question 1 was what color. Question 2 was explain the plot. So I match my merge tags with my column headers. And then I hit save. And so then it says file naming convention to use. So what is each student's document going to be named as? So I'm going to call this Red Writing Hood Doc, colon, and I want to put their first name, and I always highlight, copy, paste, because it has to be exactly the dollar sign first name, and they'll do the same with their last name. So I can mix the tags with regular text, but this is what the document is going to be named.
Okay.
Then give them a PDF or a Google document. So if I did like a certificate, I'll just send that as a PDF.
Okay.
Right? And do I want to email or share the document? So if I just want to make them for myself, so like when I was grading the essays, and I have like 500 words in a spreadsheet cell, and like this is not readable to grade in a spreadsheet cell, so I just want to merge it with a Google Doc so I can read it. Then I did not email it to them. So, but in this case, I do want to email it to them. So who am I emailing it to? I'm going to send it to their email address. Notice I copy and pasted that. And I'm going to say, copy, paste. Here is your Red Writing Hood assignment. And then I can even craft a whole thing right here in the email text. Your first name. Here is your document. Please edit and review. Please respond to my feedback. And then I can even your score, even though it's on the document, you know, I'm like, maybe I just want to give them the score right away in the email. I don't even have to go to the document to get that information if I wanted to. So now, how do they see it? Is it they get to look at the Google Doc, but they can't edit it? I can send it as an editable Google Doc, so now they can type on that document. They can make comments on it, that it's a publicly viewable link for the Google Doc, or I just send them a PDF.
Nice.
So I usually, you know, depending what I'm doing, but I usually want to send it to them as it's editable. And in the advanced settings, that's where I can choose some different merge options. Like I'll only create the document if. So I was doing appointments with students with their digital portfolios, and some of them needed to make corrections. So I had a column that said they needed to make corrections or not. So I only wanted to send a merge. I had one merge where it sent them a certificate that said, congratulations, you're done, your portfolio looked awesome. So I said, my condition was, if this column is a yes, send the certificate. Otherwise, it would not merge it. And then I did a separate merge job, because remember I could do more than one merge job?
Yeah.
Where if it said, no, they didn't pass, but they had to come back and do corrections, I sent them a Google Doc with all the directions for how they needed to do the corrections and where to show up for the final. And so I can put it into a particular folder. So remember I made a folder?
Yeah.
So I want to put it in that folder. I need to go back to folders. Look at one time, sorry. And then you can run the Autocrat when new forms are submitted. So when they submit the form, it automatically merges it. So in this case, I don't want to because I'm providing feedback. And then you can have it set where it just runs on certain intervals. You know, it's like a timer. So those are some really nice advanced settings. And just hit save.
Fantastic.
I mean, it's pretty, walks you through it pretty nicely, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to create the merge for me. What you'll notice is it's going to create extra columns at the end. Here, so now it says document merge status. That wasn't there a second ago.
Okay.
Sure. Like the merge doc ID, and it links to it. So now if I select this is the merge I want to do and I run the merge, and it's going to remember this, so I can go back later and do it again, or I can go back later and do it again. It will not re-merge ones that have already merged.
Oh, good.
So what happened was is when I did this with the digital portfolios, I had a typo and I had to send out the merge again because I made a mistake. So what all you have to do is delete out these things that are being added right now. Do you see how it's making a document per kid?
Okay.
So all I have to do is I just delete this, and when I run the merge again, so I'm going to run the merge, it's going to make another one. So now I'm going to have two for this kid. So that's how it knows to merge it, is those are blank.
Okay.
Okay, so but it gives me the link right in the spreadsheet, so I don't even have to go to Google Drive. You can see they're in that, they should be in that folder. Why are they not in that folder? I did something wrong. Anyway, they should be in that folder. As should my document, because I made it in that folder. Not something weird's going on. So you'll see here, this says, this first one, it put my name in the title, and it says it's by Alice Keeler, and it says I answered red to question 1. You can see the picture, like all the formatting is perfect. There's my answer to question 2, and here's the feedback that the teacher gave me. And you see it gave me, Alice Keeler, you were awesome, so it personalized it right in there. When I go to the next student, see, this one's, it looks the same, but now it says Nancy, here it says Nancy, and it's got Nancy's information in there. So I've got one for every student. It's perfect. I shared it with them already because I collected their email address. So it's a really nice and easy way to make a bunch of documents that are formatted perfectly.